In this section, we'll talk about how best to choose what size lampshade to make. I'll make reference to two dimensions. The first is your diameter, which is this measurement here from side to side, and the second is your height, which is this from top to bottom. If you're making a ceiling pendant, then I recommend that the minimum height of your lampshade would be about 21 centimetres, because your lampshade has to be deep enough to cover the bottom of your light bulb. You certainly don't want your light bulb poking out the bottom of your lampshade. A 30 centimetre diameter is good for large to medium sized rooms, 25 centimetre diameter is good for medium, and a small 20 centimetre diameter lampshade is good for perhaps a small nursery or a downstairs loo. If you're making a shade for a base, you need to make sure that you balance up the size of your lampshade with the height of your base. If you've got a tall base like this, what you're looking to do is to have your shade about half the height of your base, and this will make it nicely balanced. But if you have a smaller base, say that's about this high, what you'd look to do is to have a shade about double the height of your base to make sure that you get that balance right. What I'd recommend doing is not having a shade that's exactly the same height as your base, otherwise it might just look a bit top heavy and just a little bit off. So go for a shade that balances up nicely with the height of your base. Also, you do need to consider where your base and lampshade is going to go at home. You might not want to go for a large diameter shade like this if your space is quite small, because you might end up pulling the base away from your wall to accommodate your shade. So just have a little think about where your base and lampshade is going to go at home. Your other consideration when you're deciding what size lampshade to make is of course your fabric. Because you're making handmade, you can make the very best of your fabric. So you can make the best of the motifs and the patterned design. So you can see that in this lampshade, I've made my lampshade deep enough to feature my bird motifs. So I've made it deep enough so that I'm not cutting through any beaks or through any tails. So you can make the very best of your fabric by just getting out your ruler and measuring up your favourite design or your favourite motifs to ensure that you don't cut through.